your host, Magic, and today we have a very special co-host. What is up, Kiesia? How you feeling? What's cooking?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous. It's my first podcast,
Ooh,
but I'm excited to be here.
you should be. It's a fun time. It's always a fun time. So we know each other through Studio Zero. We've done a lot of Studio Zero interviews, but you also do a lot of other things. So we just go with the conversation, see where it takes us. Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. What do you do at Studio Zero?
I do acting. I do commercials, script supervision, a little bit of yoga. I haven't gotten anyone in here to do yoga with me yet, but Marquette for sure I have. And now I'm set design. I've done a little bit of producing, but I've just been getting my feet wet with a mixture of those things.
Right. Doing a lot though. Doing a lot. Be very, very versatile for sure. Let's start with acting. How did you get into acting?
I feel like I woke up one day and decided I wanted to be an actress, but before that, it was dancing. And with dancing, I just felt like I loved performing and being the center of attention. Even though, I get shy, but I think facing my fears helped me, to feel alive. And I feel like I already have multiple different personalities. I wouldn't call myself bipolar, but I feel like the jobs I worked in the past had me, I had to put on a mask for people. And it was mostly customer service. So you know how that goes when you're working the front register and you have to fake a smile and tolerate people. So I felt like I was already acting before I even started working here.
You are resonating with a lot of people right now. Everyone who works in customer service is louder. Say it louder.
Patience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Patience.
How long have you been acting? How many projects have you been a part of?
I want to say it's been 1.5 years to 2 years. I started out with you guys. I met Marquette through a mentor. So the first movie I did was with Christy, and that was The Policy. And I want to say I've been on four to five, maybe 6 short films, and a handful of commercials, and I've done voiceovers also.
Cool. So an actor, a voice actor,
Mm-hmm.
very well rounded. You're doing great. By the way. You know, I'm very familiar, absolutely. And it's great to have you at the studio because of the other things you were talking about as well, the set design.
Yeah, you guys can't see it, but the heart wall. Yeah, the
oh
the
yes,
Valentine's.
that was fun.
Yeah, so that was just a visual in my head, but then I was like, oh, I want to do this set for Valentine's Day, but what if we did it every holiday or every different month where it could be a seasonal photo booth, and we can just get people to come in. We can hire photographers and have clients to take pictures because everyone loves taking pictures.
Let's talk about yoga. For a second. I'm curious. We were talking about this before the podcast. What is yoga? I know what it is. You know, it's kind of is it more exercising or is it more meditating? Is it more of a mind thing or a physical thing?
It's a beautiful combination of both. Yoga to me is going home to my own self because you are in movement, but you're also centering yourself and you're doing these breathing exercises. So when you go into extended mountain, you're inhaling and you fall forward, you're exhaling, and focusing on your breath alone centers you and bring you to the present moment. So that's basically yoga. And it's the best thing you could do for yourself, for your own mental health and your physical body, is to focus on your breaths and to be with yourself and to just let go of all the unnecessary clutter in your mind, because there's always just so much going on in the world, and we absorb so much that it's good to just let it go sometimes.
Right. That's a very healthy thing to do, to just be able to unwind, let go of. Is it everything or is it the bad?
Let go of everything.
Let it all go.
That's the only way I stay sane.
That's a real thing. I have never done yoga. We should do it sometime.
For sure.
You should show me the power.
No,
The
seriously.
power of yoga.
The power is in yourself. Seriously.
I almost said power of yoga, like a Star Wars thing. Would you say it opens your mind? Would you say it does it does it make you more in tune with the world itself, or does it put you more in tune with yourself?
I would say more in tune with yourself. And when you're in tune with yourself, you are, and you do get in tune with the people around you. Because when you take the time to get to know yourself and, working with your inner self and all your inner bullshit, it's like, ooh, hope I can curse on this. I feel like you learn patience and love with other people because you know how complicated it is to deal with yourself. So you have the patience and love and tolerance for other people. And it's like a butterfly effect of you show love to one person and they know how to deal with the next person.
Right.
Some people need extra love. I feel like a lot of us, even like myself, I could be prideful, and I'm just like, no, like it's better to just like react in a positive way, so you can show them a good example of how to like live day to day,
For sure.
and give someone else that grace.
I've always felt like everyone uses the term love in a very wrong way. Like, do you know all the forms of love?
All the forms?
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 different types of love. I did like a whole like thing in my church about it. But essentially, it sounds really niche, but I believe that you can't really love other people to the best of your ability until you love yourself, right? So I think that yoga is a way to get to that. So maybe, I don't know. I don't do yoga. You should definitely do it. But loving yourself is something that's a journey and a half. We can kind of go down that road if you want, but I had a crazy self-love journey over the last couple of months. So it was fun. It's fun. So thanks for bringing that up. That's fine.
Yeah, you were telling me a little bit about your background story, and it takes some strong will to make decisions for yourself and to, actually disappoint someone else while doing so. Like, that's not easy. It's easier said than done to be like, oh, just love yourself and love people, but it takes like a lot of like inner awareness
100%.
and patience. And patience is not something I have all the time. It's not easy.
I get you. That's relatable. It's also important to love what you do. And I think that's a part of loving yourself.
Yeah.
Which, again, like what we were just talking about, like, not everyone's ever gonna appreciate all your decisions. Like, I don't think there's a single person who ever lived that everyone was like, oh, I like that guy. I like everything he's doing. You're always gonna have haters, opposers, people who just don't get it. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter, because you're doing you're doing what you want to do. You're living your life for you.
Mm-hmm. Most of the time, those people are just projecting, anyways.
What does that mean?
When they can't accept something in themselves, where it feels cringe or uncomfortable, or they're just afraid to do it, so they're just like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, why are you doing that? You look stupid. Oh, you're never gonna make it. Like, they're just projecting.
Interesting.
And I feel like on the other side of it, you're just like, well, I'm showing you that this can be done, and that you can face your fears.
That's where we bring it back to the acting. That's how you did it.
Yeah.
There we go. We found the secret. Any big cool gigs coming up? Anything we should look out for?
I did just get a role, a lead role from these college students in Kent. It's a movie about the cliche of like online dating, but it gets pretty deep. I just did the audition, so I didn't get the full script. So we're gonna start shooting in March.
That's very fun. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm excited to hopefully see that when it comes out. Would you say that there's a specific kind of character? Like, it's kind of an interesting question. I saw something of a couple of the actors, and they explained why they like doing certain characters. Do you have a specific style of character that you like performing the most?
The crazy ones.
Nice.
I don't know why, but like even when I choose my monologues, I go for the sad or angry, like the deep roles. Because I feel like I've always had a hard time like truly expressing myself. I've always filtered myself to be what I thought other people wanted me to be. So, and I have like a lot of anger inside and like sadness. I mean, like I'm fine. I'm a happy person,
Yeah.
but I feel like being angry and sad aren't day-to-day things, like things that you can express, and people are just like gonna be okay with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. No, that 100% makes sense. I think it's okay to have other emotions other than happy. Just don't let it rule your life. You can choose. Happiness is a choice. So let's bring it back to kind of you and then the podcast kind of vibe. You said this is your first podcast, which is kind of interesting to me. You ever thought about starting a podcast?
No, not at all.
I feel like you would. I feel like with some time, because you got funny stories. I feel like sometimes you would have a really good podcast. So you should think about it. You think about it. Just talk about acting experiences. Talk about fun stuff like that. But you're also super present on social media. You like social media.
In a sense, I'm really on and off from it. I find myself like disabling it a lot.
See,
I'm honestly only on social media for the studio at this point.
yeah, it's bad. We did a whole podcast when I first started about social media, and it's more negative, I feel, sometimes than good, unfortunately. But it helps us do this. It helps us grow. Helps the studio grow. You've got the eye for that kind of thing, though. You've got the eye for how to make things work. Does that come from a specific background, or is that just a natural talent?
It definitely comes natural for me. I feel like it's a girl's thing. I don't know, but like I feel like it's one of my gifts. Is visualization in general. With movies, like any kind of art, of like how I think something should be, I'm really particular. The only con of it is I feel like I could be like a bit controlling when it comes to things like that, because I'm just like, oh, I have this particular vision, but I'm always open to switching something up.
I don't think being controlling about like your art is ever a bad thing. I think someone has to do it.
Yeah.
I always say like on movie sets, like your first AD, they have to be the bad guy. Someone has to be the bad guy. Someone has to have that control. People don't like being controlled. People don't like that control. But it's important that someone does it. So roll with the punches. You got it. 100%. Last thing, where can we find you? Plug yourself up a little bit.
You can find me on Instagram, and that's all I have. At k.oise or Keisha Hunt, which is my acting business page.
Absolutely, go check her out. She's doing some fire things. You can follow the yoga. You can follow the acting. You can follow the studio. You can just keep
all
up.
there.
It's all there. You can check out the really cool Valentine's thing that you created, which looks dope. Any ideas for the next one?
The next one is a surprise for March. It shall be green. It shall be green and fun.
It shall be green indeed.
So you can come and take pictures, videos, and we have plenty of other sets to choose from.
Only here at Studio Zero.
Studio Zero.
Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Any last